technologist in the with the mammogram when I was able to get my mammogram. She was fantastic. She asked me my pronouns. She was very respectful when I told her I was a trans man. Um, she didn't make me feel, womanly or anything, and I wasn't in like a pink gown or anything like that. It was very much um, a positive experience as in so far as having that um, having that person see who I was. It was a very personable event instead of something very clinical, which is always nerve wracking for a lot of people, especially somebody with gender dysphoria. So that was one thing I've always had since I was 13, 14, and developing breasts. I had a hard time with having them. So having to put them on display for people is not, was just really very difficult. So she put me at ease, which is something that uh, I think everybody should have. Everybody should get that treatment. But the surgical oncologist that I was dealing with, who has since retired, had decided that he was just going to take the right side. Like there was no reason to take the left side because there was no cancer. I told him that I was on the list for top surgery and that I had my letter and everything that was stating I was approved. And so that day we decided, hey, there's no reason to put this person through two separate surgeries for the same thing. Um, Plus the dysphoria of still having the left side there to look at every day. And so in that respect, he really came through for me because he could have just said, no, this is the way it is, and he actually listened to my needs and decided there and then that we were going to tackle this with one surgery. You go to the breast cancer clinics or this or that, and you find pink everywhere. Um, I personally have never been a fan of Pink, unless it's the musical artist, of course. Just everything about it is geared towards um, cis women, which, uh, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, yes, that is the majority of people who would get breast cancer, but there should also be the opportunity for a cis man, to be sitting in the waiting room and see a cis man on a poster. That would be nice. Or a trans man on a poster, and just make it a little more um, diverse. I find right now it's definitely uh, just like even the paperwork is very cis women oriented. Like, when was your last menstrual cycle? I mean, men don't have a menstrual cycle, most of them. It just doesn't make it very easy for a person who is not a cis female. Just sitting in the waiting room was I found it very dysphoric because it just made me think, yes, you're a woman still, and these people see you as a woman still, and you're not. And so I had to talk myself down and talk to myself and say, look, you're the man you've always been. You just didn't have the right parts yet. And so that was I think the hardest part was just people looking at you differently when you walk in, like, why is this guy here? If we can put aside our own personal bias and just treat people with respect and treat them how you would want your loved one to be treated, that I think will go a long way. I think that having, yeah, having healthcare providers who just look you in the eye and say, you know what, I understand what you're feeling and what you're going through, and it's a crappy deal, but here we go. We're going to do this together and be a team. and just make it about being a team and not, oh, this person's different or that person doesn't have this or that. None of it matters.